Have you ever been through this? A relative shows up with that look like they really need help and asks for a quick loan, saying they'll pay you back as soon as possible. Maybe they even swear on everything sacred that it's just until the end of the month. The urge to help is immediate. After all, it's family, right? But here's a story you might know all too well, or maybe you've even lived it. Joanna was a hard-working woman, always organized with her finances. She was proud to say she never missed a bill payment. After years of saving, she finally opened her small natural product store, a lifelong dream. Everything was going well, until her brother showed up. "Joanna, I'm going through a tough time. Can you lend me $5,000? I promise I'll pay you back in 2 months." She hesitated, but her heart spoke louder. "Of course, brother, that's what family is for," she thought. But 2 months turned into 3, then 6, and the money never came back. Worse, her brother started avoiding her. And Sunday, gatherings slowly became tense. The result? Besides the financial loss, Joanna lost her peace with part of her family. A once strong bond now had a crack, and this is where the danger lies. When you mix money with emotional bonds, you risk turning love into pressure, gratitude into resentment, and affection into debt. This happens because in practice, most family members don't see you as a bank with rules. They expect understanding, even when they're late or simply forget to pay. If you want to help, help with your heart. Give, don't lend. Say, "Look, I can give you this amount as a gift, but I can't lend it." It's a simple yet powerful sentence, because when you give, you remove the weight of obligation and protect the relationship. Remember, lost money can be recovered, but broken trust within the family that sometimes never comes back. Carlos was always the kind of person full of ideas. He dreamed of opening a unique restaurant, one that combined healthy food with a cozy atmosphere, almost like an extension of the living room. But like any beginning, the challenge was funding. Then he thought, why not invite my cousin to be a partner? He's unemployed, trustworthy, and also a great cook. It seemed like the perfect combination. And at first, it really was. The two were excited, making plans, renovating the place together, dreaming big. But it only took a few months for problems to start. The cousin wasn't as committed to schedules. He arrived late, missed work often, and made decisions without consulting Carlos. And when Carlos tried to talk about it, the mood turned sour. "Now you're treating me like a stranger?" said the cousin, clearly offended. Things got worse when they started arguing about money. Who earned more? Who worked harder? Who should pay for what? What was supposed to be a dream turned into a nightmare. And the worst part, Carlos couldn't just fire his cousin. After all, they were family. That would spark arguments, gossip, and even divisions within their household. The truth is, as much as you love your family, business requires professionalism, not emotion. Mixing these two worlds can blur boundaries, disrupt decisions, and often destroy two things at once: the project and the family relationship. So, if you're starting a business or leading a project, look for people who share your vision, discipline, and focus. People you can hold accountable, align expectations with, and even disagree with without affecting emotional ties. Remember, a business is not an extension of your dining room, and not everyone in your family was meant to be your business partner. In the end, protecting your business also means protecting those you love. Patricia and Rodrigo had been together for 10 years. Like any couple, they had good times and not so good ones. But during a tough phase with bills piling up, young kids and little time to talk arguments started becoming more frequent. One night, after a heated fight, Patricia did what many people do. She picked up the phone and called her mom. She told her everything in great detail. She cried, vented, and without realizing it, painted Rodrigo as an insensitive, distant man who only complained about life. Her mom, of course, was outraged. "How could he say that to you? You don't deserve this," Days later, Patricia and Rodrigo talked, made up and reconciled, but something had changed. Not between them, but between Rodrigo and his mother-in-law. She began treating him differently. Cold looks, indirect comments. That warm welcome from before had vanished. Because you see, while the couple moved on, the family didn't forget what they heard. And that's exactly what happens when you bring your relationship issues into your family circle. When you understand how money works, you can make decisions that bring you closer to financial freedom. While you're here, I want to offer you something special. A book with simple, practical tips to organize your finances and start building wealth. I've released only a few copies, so whoever accesses it first gets theirs. The link is in the description. Go grab yours and take advantage of it. Now, let's continue. In the heat of the moment, you vent, say how you feel, maybe exaggerate a bit here and there. And even if everything is resolved later between you and your partner, the damage has already been done in the listener's mind. They weren't there to see the reconciliation. They didn't feel the warmth in the apology. They're left only with the distorted image of the bad part. That's why, when it comes to relationships, the best thing to do is seek neutral help. A therapist, a counselor, or even a mature friend who knows how to listen without judging. Someone who won't give your partner the side eye at the next Sunday lunch. Protecting your relationship also means protecting your partner's image in front of your family. Because a healthy marriage is built on respect even behind the scenes. Comparing your life to others is a silent trap that can destroy your self-esteem and sabotage your financial progress. When you look at the neighbor's car, your co-workers, house, or the perfect vacation photos on social media, you might start to feel like you're falling behind, like you're doing something wrong, and that leads to frustration. But what you see from others is just the storefront, not the backstage. You don't know if that person is drowning in debt, unhappy at work, or financed everything with a 60-month loan at high interest. And while you're comparing yourself, you might end up making bad decisions just to catch up, like impulse buying, going into debt, or abandoning solid plans. The truth is, everyone moves at their own pace. Your starting point, your reality, and your opportunities are different from anyone else's. So what really matters is your progress, not the speed of others. Start measuring your success by looking at yourself. Are you spending better than before? Did you manage to get out of debt? Are you learning more about finances? Did you take a step, however small, toward your goals? Celebrate every small victory, recognize your progress, and understand that success is built on consistency, not comparisons. The only healthy competition is with who you were yesterday. Staying in your comfort zone is like being in a safe place, but stuck where nothing truly new happens. And while it may be comfortable, that safe place can be the biggest enemy of your financial growth. When you don't challenge yourself, don't take calculated risks, and don't seek to learn new things, your life tends to stagnate. The market changes. Opportunities arise for those willing to act, and those waiting for things to fall from the sky often get left behind. Stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean doing something crazy or making rash decisions. It means identifying where you can grow, whether that's learning a new skill, pursuing a qualification, investing in your own business, or even changing habits that hurt your finances. For example, opening an investment account, talking to a financial advisor, starting a monthly budget, or even negotiating better conditions at work. The secret is taking small steps that, when added up, make a big difference. Every action outside your routine brings new lessons, opens doors, and increases your chances of success. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Errors are part of the process. What matters is learning and adjusting your path. Remember, those who don't take risks don't grow. Comfort is nice, but growth is better. This is one of the biggest traps that keeps people stuck. The belief that you need to wait for the perfect moment to start investing, launching a business, or even organizing your finances. But the truth is, the perfect moment almost never comes. Many people spend months or even years waiting to save an exact amount, find the perfect opportunity, be sure they know everything about a subject, or wait for a sign that never comes. Meanwhile, life goes on, bills pile up, and lost time never comes back. The secret is starting with what you have now, even if it seems small or imperfect. It could be a tiny amount to invest, a cheap online course to learn, or even a simple spreadsheet to track your expenses. When you start, you learn by doing. Every mistake becomes a valuable lesson you wouldn't have gotten by just waiting. You adjust your path, correct your course, and keep moving forward. Also, action creates positive energy. Doing something, even something small, builds motivation, increases confidence, and opens doors you didn't even know existed. Think of it this way. A plane doesn't only take off when it's 100% perfect. It takes off and makes adjustments during the flight. So, perfection is not a prerequisite for success. What matters is consistent and disciplined action. Stop waiting. Start now. Financial success is built through movement, not stagnation. One of the biggest financial mistakes is spending more than you earn. Even if your income increases, if your expenses grow at the same pace or faster, you'll never be able to save money or invest in your future. That's why it's essential to develop the habit of tracking your spending, knowing exactly where your money goes each month. This doesn't mean giving up everything you enjoy, but rather prioritizing what truly matters. Create a monthly budget. Set limits for each category, such as food, entertainment, transportation, and stay disciplined in sticking to those limits. When you control your spending, you avoid unnecessary debt, plan better, and have money left over to build a financial safety net, which protects you in times of unexpected events. Remember, spending less than you earn is the foundation of any financial success. Think of money as a powerful tool, but like any tool, to use it well, you need to know how it works. That's what financial knowledge does. It turns money into an ally instead of an enemy. Many people don't invest in financial education and end up making avoidable mistakes. They spend without planning, get into debt, fall into credit traps, or invest in risky options without understanding the risks involved. But the path to financial freedom starts with learning. And this learning doesn't have to be hard or expensive. Today, there are many ways to begin understanding how money works in your everyday life. Where to start? Reading. Start with simple personal finance books. There are accessible titles that explain step by step how to manage your budget, pay off debts, and start investing. These books are like maps that guide you toward financial success. Videos and podcasts. These are great for learning while doing other things, during your commute or a walk. Look for trustworthy experts who explain things clearly and simply. Online courses. Many are free or low cost and teach everything from basics to advanced techniques on investing, financial planning, and entrepreneurship. Practical tools, spreadsheets, financial tracking apps, and investment simulators help you apply what you've learned and make it easier to monitor your finances. Why is this so important? Because financial knowledge gives you the confidence to make better decisions, helps you avoid scams or miracle promises, and lets you spot real opportunities. It makes your money work for you instead of the other way around. And the more you learn, the more you realize that money is not an end goal, but a means to achieve bigger goals like security for your family, freedom to do what you love, and peace of mind to face the unexpected. That's exactly why those who learn to manage money early can take much bigger steps later on. Since you're here with me, Let me tell you something quick. I've put together an exclusive material, a book with practical financial tips to help you get out of tight spots and start building wealth. And these are the last available copies. And it's not just for future investors or entrepreneurs. Even people with modest income can transform their financial life by understanding how to avoid waste, negotiate debt, and plan for the future. Ultimately, investing in knowledge is a commitment to yourself. It means choosing to take control of your life, gaining more autonomy, and building a path of sustainable success. Remember, no one is born knowing everything about money, but those who seek to learn are always one step ahead. Procrastinating decisions is something we all do at some point. It's almost natural to want to wait until things are easier, clearer, or more comfortable before taking action. But when it comes to money, that wait can be very costly. Imagine you have a small leak at home. If you don't fix it soon, it can turn into a bigger problem, damaging walls, causing mold, and costing much more to repair. Finances work the same way. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to fix the problems. Many people tend to postpone, thinking maybe next month things will get better or they'll have more money to start saving or investing. Others are afraid to face reality, especially when bills pile up or debts increase. But here's what you need to understand. The best way to change your financial situation is to face the challenges now, even if they seem small or scary. How to stop procrastinating. List your pending tasks. Write down everything you need to decide or resolve related to money. It could be creating a budget, renegotiating debt, cutting non-essential expenses, starting to save monthly, or finding a course. To learn about investing, break it down into simple steps. Many decisions seem overwhelming because we try to solve everything at once. But if you break things down into small actions, it's easier to take the first step. For example, instead of paying off all your debt at once, start by negotiating a smaller portion or stopping new debts. Set deadlines. Give each task a due date. This helps create a sense of urgency and prevents you from endlessly postponing. It can be something simple like, by Friday, I'll list all my expenses. Seek help if needed. If a decision feels too complex, talk to a professional like a financial advisor or someone you trust who understands the subject. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a smart move to make better decisions. Why is it so important not to delay? Because time is a key factor in financial success. The sooner you start organizing your finances, controlling your expenses, and making your money work for you, the greater your progress will be. Also, procrastinating can cause anxiety, stress, and a feeling of always trying to catch up. That affects not just your finances, but also your health and overall well-being. Remember, there is no perfect moment to start, and waiting might cost much more than taking imperfect action. The key lies in attitude. Decide and take action, even if it's little by little. Each small decision is a victory that adds up, and over time, creates a big transformation. Many people believe the ideal time to start managing their finances, investing, or starting a business will only come when everything is perfectly aligned. When they've saved a large amount of money, when their job feels more secure, or when the economic situation seems more favorable. But reality is quite different. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap that paralyzes and blocks any progress. The truth is that action, even if imperfect, is what generates results. Starting with little, making mistakes, learning and adjusting the path is the best way to reach your goals. Think of an athlete preparing for a marathon. They don't wait until they're 100% ready to take the first step. They start slowly with short runs and gradually improve with training and discipline. It's the same with money. What matters is opening an investment account with a small amount, making your first budget, talking to a specialist, even if you still have questions. By acting, you gain experience, understand your own limits, and strengthen your confidence to face bigger challenges. Moreover, those who wait for everything to be perfect often miss important opportunities along the way. The market changes, new chances arise, and those who stay still get left behind. That's why you should see imperfection as part of the process. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each mistake is a valuable lesson that brings you closer to success. Remember, movement creates movement. The more you act, the easier it becomes to keep going, and your financial success will naturally follow from this consistent practice. If you like these tips and want to see more content to help you achieve your financial freedom in 2025, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss any updates, and you'll help us grow to keep bringing you more quality content.